I mean, if I could fucking teleport her here right now, that's the thing I would do. I want her here, or I want us together. I don't really care where.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
Makes me happy too.
Oh,
She's quite wonderful.
well, she has to be with you,
right?
Yeah. Like there's no other way around that.
He meant that as a compliment to you, and you meant that as self-deprecating.
No, I didn't.
No, his was legit. No, and that's why. See, this is why I love you.
Yeah.
Because you're damn right. Like that's the way that's supposed to feel. Like I am worth it. This is something that we are trying to drill into somebody's beautiful head, that you are worth it.
Is it that beautiful head?
This one right here, this one, that you are worth everything that's coming to you because you're beautiful and smart and funny, and you put up with me every day for Lord knows what reason, but you do it.
That's because you're awesome too.
I've been questioning that.
Why?
Yeah, I've been struggling just because I have this ill-conceived, and I'm very conscious of the fact that it's a stupid thing, but I want to do so much for the business that we're growing, because I've been helping so many people for so long bring millions and millions of dollars to their business that I'm like, I want my family to be set.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm failing you guys because I haven't been able to grow this as fast, which is stupid because I know we haven't been doing this for that long in relation to what other people have been doing.
Yeah.
You know, theirs. And there were people who have done this for years who don't even have like, it's funny. I was talking to John, who is one of the viewers that we have on Facebook, and he was asking me about the numbers that we had on Facebook Watch, and to me, I don't think we're anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm looking at our YouTube views, I'm looking at our audio views, I'm like, we're nothing. You know, I mean, we're not nothing, but we're not where I would like us to be, and I feel like that's my fault because I'm not figuring it out fast enough. And I know that's stupid, but in my darkest moments when I can't sleep, it's that fear that makes it even harder to close my eyes. Because though you'll tell me that it's fine, and I know you're probably looking at me like I'm crazy, it's one of those things where I feel like you guys entrusted me to build that part of it, and I'm not doing it as fast as I should be.
I'm still consistently blown away that you've managed to do as much with it as you have, dude.
Yeah.
It's just
I still think you're a fucking wizard. Like
it's funny because I'll have moments that bring me back to earth. Like yesterday, there's another podcast that actually listens to us. He's autistic. He actually asked me to do his podcast. He's a teenager because he's heard everything we've done up until this point, and he loves it. And that kind of stuff was really cool. But then I think about everything else and how much I want this and how hard I'm working for somebody else. I want to be able to put in double the work for us, and it's not getting there yet. So that's what's made me feel, God, it's going to be one of those.
We're supposed to be having a good time tonight.
No, we're going to.
Everybody's supposed
We're
to
recapping.
Happy. Shit, now
I'm
you already
ecstatic.
made me cry. Now you about to make yourself cry.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Like I don't know if I'm angry because we're not where I want us to be yet, or if I'm angry or just afraid that I'm not going to be able to get. Like this is one of those. Realizing myself now. This is one of those things where I am beating myself up over something that's not. I know. Thank you. That's not real.
Yeah, you are.
I'm beating myself up over something that's not real. I hate that I do that to myself. But I do all the time.
I get that.
It is a very bad habit. It's a habit that's probably going to put me in the hospital one day, all things considered.
Probably.
But I'm beating myself up over something that's not real.
Yep.
Don't yip me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same sound. Just is it different?
Yeah.
Still,
Yep.
Okay. Yip.
We've got like a bit of an issue. We always do. Probably most new creators do, where you can't help but like compare yourself or judge yourself against what successful people already exist, and you're like really hard to keep in mind that like most YouTubers, like the vast majority of people who post a video on YouTube don't get 30 some odd subscribers in a year, or thousands of views on Facebook in the span of their first few months, let alone a year. Like, I mean, like, we don't have money to show for it, but like just by metrics, we're already like fucking successful.
Yeah.
We've actually got a lot to show for the work we've put into this channel, you know?
And we're just getting started.
Right?
I know that. and it's. Can I ask you guys a question? Because you guys are probably the most grounding force about this that I've had in my life.
Okay.
I suffer from wanting to be one day somebody that my parents look at and say, he actually did something. You guys don't care. And I love that about you. I really do. I mean, and I don't say that jokingly. I say that out of almost envy. You know what I mean? Because in my head, I'll always be the 9-year-old boy looking for his dad to say good job. And in a lot of ways, that will propel me to do some amazing things, but it'll also propel me never to be okay with them.
Yeah, I get that.
Like there will always constantly be the want to do more because I'm going to prove it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show it. I'm going to show that I was worth you telling me good job. And I guess the question is, what drives you guys? Like individual, what drives you to want to do the things that you're doing?
For me, it's just that I fucking wanna.
Yeah.
Like I've worked really hard to get myself to a place where I can just do what I want to do. I mean, obviously, like my overall goals have a lot to do with like I explicitly and openly want to change the world, which is why I espouse everything that I espouse, and I do so every chance I get. But like as far as this goes, I just wanna. If people I respect look at it and say, hey man, nice, like I feel really good about that.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's not like a parental figure or anything. Like
Mm-hmm.
I love my mom a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but she's not somebody whose approval I seek. So
Yeah,
it's like I don't look for that kind of thing. Not from people like that.
the crazy thing about that though is your mom's very affectionate, which,
Yeah.
as you know, with my mother,
No.
not the case. So I always thought maybe if it was the reverse,
She,
you know what I mean? Like I always figured that if it was different, but then I see when it's different and it's not. You, what do you think? Yes, you. Why don't you? Same way I asked with Christopher.
wait, don't say what?
What makes you?
Partially because I just want to, but also like anything, I want to like pull my weight, I guess. Like I want to make sure that I'm helping in everything that I do. Like same reason that I work so hard at work. I want to be a productive member of the team, same way I would in anything, you know.
So obviously you like doing this, so.
Yeah.
But do you feel like you do it more out of necessity, or do you feel
No.
like it? Okay.
Like I said, it's partially because I just want to,
Okay.
but it also, you know, that's the thing that just keeps me going. Because I mean, there are things that I do that I love to do that, you know, I kind of like go through waves with it, where it's like with crocheting. Like I'll crochet nonstop for like a month and a half or 2 months, and then it's just like I stop doing it. I love doing it, but there's no one counting on me to do that, you know.
So you take that step back when it gets to be too much.
I kind of feel bad. I got on like the twice and then haven't got on since, but
She's scared to go on without you. Like they didn't like her without you. No, like for some reason, like they wouldn't like her unless you were around.
I'm trying to get him to get an Oculus too.
But you can do without either one. And I know, trust me,
It's not the same.
I've learned so much after we did that episode. I know it's not the same. I know. But like I said, one of the things we were joking about in that episode was you sitting, if we ever have to go to a VidCon, sitting in the corner rocking back and forth. And I don't want that. I want you to enjoy it and know that you're around people who respect you and care about you and want to. I mean, not everybody's
I'm
gonna.
one more freaking tear away from just giving up on this whole endeavor tonight.
That wasn't my intention. I feel like we make you cry too much there in these episodes.
It doesn't help that I've just been ridiculously overly emotional today, and I don't know why.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
I thought today was going to be the happiest day in the world for you.
I know, because I'm home, and I don't gotta go back into that freaking building for anything, unless I have to, like, you know, buy something.
Maybe then we can curbside that.
Yeah.
Curbside pick that one up. Don't even have to go inside there.
Getting it all set up this morning was freaking stressful. Like,
I didn't mean to make you cry. I'm sorry. That was my apologies.
it's okay.
I've been losing
But yeah.
weight like crazy.
I see. Very nice. Very nice. I found all the weight that you've lost.
Yeah.
20 pounds down so far. It turns out when you don't eat out every day, even if you still drink like a fish, you can lose just a ton of weight.
It's amazing.
not having a job has been really good for me, you guys. I have ordered out twice or three times since July 14th. Wow. All of the food otherwise has been home cooked, and I'm like,
it has looked amazing.
It's been good too. Holy shit. Oh my god, too. Let me tell you what, those tacos. Did you see the taco pic from just a minute ago?
I did see the taco pic.
So I made those Friday night, and I got them mostly done before the acid set in. And hours later, when we were finally like coming off the peak, Grace decided it was taco time, so she went to like the kitchen to make me and her and Gabriel eat a taco. And like I've never tasted something so thoroughly before in my entire life. Do acid and eat good food. I'm telling you,
that's a t-shirt.
It's transcendental. It's I've never been so aware of flavor before. It's the most amazing thing.
RJ said I'm not allowed to do acid.
We have 3 children. Our situations are slightly different.
Well, that's not even the reason you gave me that I'm not.
Well, no, not only that, you're naturally paranoid as it is. That come down for you would be so intense.
No, the come down's easy. The peak, the travel up to the peak is the worst part for sure. The come down is chill as fuck, and it's nice and pretty.
Oh, I'm sure the colors are beautiful. Oh,
they are though.
I know. I'd imagine. Yeah.
I have special
was told that
visuals
having
for Cass.
concussion is like being on acid.
What'd you say?
I said I have special visuals for Cass. Like, I mean, like everything is cool. Everything is like really interesting. I don't mean like attention span wise. I mean, everything's pretty, but like everything, especially on screens, is really cool. Is like, it's like your brain is inventing visual effects on the fly. But every time I went back to like our Discord DMs, me and her, everything just like got real nice and kind of dancey and vibey and like really cool, like pastel color bursts. And then every time I was on a video call with her, like everything getting really like really cool pixelated wisps and like nice sort of like bloom effects and stuff, like in a really pleasant rhythm.
You were looking at a visualizer.
Like, but there was no music, but the music was completely in my head, but also like happening through my eyes. It was so cool. I can't recommend acid enough to you guys. It's the best drug. Much as me and my precious alcohol will always be each other's favorites, but like, oh my god, yeah, acid is where it's at. I'm really looking forward to doing it with her, or either of you guys. Actually, that would also be really, really cool sometime. But like with the 2 friends I was with at the time, they were not on the same wavelength, and like one of them is a friend of mine, like a friend of mine. That's why he came to visit me. The other one is a lifelong friend of his who I'd never met until that night. And she's cool, but like we are not on the same wavelength. And that was me and Gabriel's first trip. And the other one is like, she's from a long line of weed farmers and psychonauts, but she was very talkative and she wouldn't stop talking. And Gabriel's freaking the fuck out. And I was like just really into experiencing what I was experiencing. Like it didn't always feel good, but I was okay with it. Like, but I'm pretty zen just in general. Like I don't want to dwell on stuff. But exactly. Which was good. It was good because it helped them both. Like they needed recentering, and that I was calm the whole time helped them both, they said. So I'm really glad that happened. But like that I kept needing to do that interrupted the experience I was having a lot. Yeah. And I really just wanted to
just feel it.
Yes, I just wanted to get into it. I wanted to experience what I was experiencing, and I kept having to kind of cut that off to help them recenter. And so I'm looking forward to doing it again. I'm maybe a bit of an outlier in that I would like to do it alone sometime, but I would really, really, really like to do it with people who are more on in my zone, you know. So there was a lot about it to enjoy, though, for sure.
That's the only thing about me and psychedelics. It's just I'm like you, naturally paranoid. So I don't know how well I would do in that environment. I mean, I'd like to believe that I would be able to, center it and enjoy both the highs and lows of it. But
every time I think of acid, I think of movies that were set in like the 60s.
It makes me, whenever I think of acid, I think of Dumbo.
Yeah. When he gets drunk.
Yeah, the Heffalumps and Woozles.
There's nothing like that. You won't see things that aren't there. That's one of like the common portrayals that's completely mythologic. Like you won't see things that aren't there. You will perceive the things that are there in completely different ways. That's more pronounced on screens, for me anyway. That seems to be the case for a lot of people.
Well, I'm sure a lot of that's like perceiving like the waves, like the electronic.
I don't think that's what it is. I think that it's that on screens, things are arranged and organized in a particular way. And so like there's a lot of standardization there. It's like that, like pictures on Discord, everything is circles. And so like the circles will do things like on my screen, on my phone screen specifically, like the icons on the home screen are all circles. So like there was this like swim effect around everything, and they all kind of like bubbled in and out. And then when I was like looking at my chat with Cass, like all the circles, like everything kind of like each circle alternated with these nice little like dancing motions. It was all set to a beat of music that didn't exist, but like it did kind of exist in my head, like while I was experiencing it. Like it can be extraordinarily pleasant. You've just got to find something that fills you with warmth, and you will absolutely have a better time. And the things that don't, I've always heard this, and I experienced it myself the other night, where you'll have moments, you'll have thoughts of things that are like potentially terrifying, like those snowball thoughts of like, what if X? Oh my God. What if X leads to Y and Y leads to Z? And that's the worst thing I can possibly think of. And you start to panic for a moment, and then you're like, but none of that's actually happening. That's the worst that could happen, but that's not happening now. So you let yourself feel that for a moment. Just feel it and then deal with it. And you realize it's not that bad. Like when Grace assembled tacos for us, and I ended up taking a larger bite of one than I meant to, because like I was already tripping my face off by the time the meat was finally done braising, and somebody else shredded it for me. They didn't shred it as thoroughly as I would have had I been able. So I ended up with like a very large mouthful of taco and like a lot of the meat. And I had this momentary thought of like, I'm really chewing this for a long time. What if I'm chewing this forever? What if it's too much? What if I choke? What if I can't breathe? And I got caught in that for a minute, and it really scared me. But then I was like, wait, but you've been breathing this whole time. You're fine. It's just a large mouthful of food. Just continue to chew it. And then I kind of backed into that. And then I was like able to experience the food. And I was like, I've never knocked anything so far out of the park in my life. This is the best food I've ever tasted. This is the best food I've ever made. And the tactile experience of chewing through rice and braised beef was like heavenly. And the taste, the flavor was so pronounced. And it was like, this is food for real. Like this is real food, and I did it. I made this, and I am now having a transcendental experience because I made really good food, and I was able to savor and pleasure in every moment of the rest of that bite of taco. Like it drove home both like how much I love to cook, but also the importance of just experiencing the moment you're in, regardless of what you may feel about it, knowing you'll get through it and you'll be fine anyway, especially if you can find something in it to enjoy, to really lose yourself in. I now realize I've been really rambling about this for a minute, but like...
Oh, stop! That was the most descriptive thing I have heard in a really long time. No, like I was sitting here like...
Yeah, captivated.
Like that. No. Like it was like, did he chew it? He chewed it, right?
He didn't choke, did he?
Oh my God!
No, but so
man. That was like listening to Olaf describe the movie Frozen. Yeah.
It's for these reasons I recommend braised beef tacos and also LSD.
Yes.
They've been extremely positive experiences, I've found.
Oh, that was awesome. Now I want braised beef tacos.
I'll send you the recipe. It's super simple.
Oh, that's good. Now that I'm home, I'm in it.
Yep.
I am in it.
We need to go grocery shopping.
I've been waiting to talk to you again. I am highly upset at both of you.
Why?
I can no longer consider myself at all a
liberal.
Capitalist.
Oh.
I'm not full capitalist. I can't say that. But
wait, hold on.
My
I need more beer. I want to hear about this.
So, okay, I'll wait for you to get back.
I'll be right back.
One of the things I always took pride in before we started talking was my ability to get people to spend large amounts of money. It is a rare gift that I thought well, not that I thought, that I know I have. And it was something I took great pride in. Doing what I do now, that money has only gotten bigger in certain situations. One day, she came home and I had somebody buy a very expensive refrigerator. And I'm looking at her and I say out loud, what am I doing? That person who just did that could have, with the amount they spent, fill 4 food pantries, been able to feed how many poor families for what we just spent on one item. What am I doing? And I haven't been okay since. Like, my brain now goes there. So much so that, like, I used to have all the capitalist thoughts. I want to make large amounts of money and do ridiculous things that don't make any sense and buy ridiculous things that don't make any sense. Because that's what I was always taught. That's what you strive for. I can't think that way anymore. And it's very hard for me to come to grips with that.
Yeah.
And I still struggle with a lot of those thoughts. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like I look through the looking glass and now I can't go backwards. You know what I mean? And it's wild because there are times where people be having conversations around me now and the old me would have been all about it. Like we would have been talking about J's or something.
Mm-hmm.
And the old me would have been like, that's not too bad for a pair of shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking $250, $300 for some shoes.
Mm.
One pair.
And now I'm like, do you really need that though? like there's no reason for that. When shoes are plentiful and everybody can have a pair of shoes and they can still be nice shoes. You just don't necessarily have to have $300 pair of shoes just to try and show off to other people and make yourself feel important. So I don't like you guys. You've turned my life on its head and I don't appreciate it.
That's part of the reason that he's thrown himself so hard into the channel is because he's like, I'm sick of making someone else millions of dollars and only getting a fraction of it.
What's been my turning point is going through this pandemic and realizing how little people care about people who do jobs that they don't do.
Yes.
I really need to record that Amanda's rant.
Or fight people who do jobs that they don't want to do. I almost lost it yesterday on Twitter. There was this person who tweeted out because they were talking about the idea of raising minimum wage. If you work a $7.25 job, odds are you just don't have any skills and you don't deserve to have a living wage.
Nope.
How is that even possible?
Not a real thing. Unskilled labor is a myth propagated by the rich to keep people thinking they need them for work. There's no such thing as unskilled labor. Not everybody can walk into a McDonald's and do a McDonald's worker's job.
Yeah.
You can't do that unless you've done that kind of work before. That shit is hard.
Yeah. Do it for 8 hours a day and tell me how well it works out.
There's no such thing as unskilled labor. That's bullshit.
The shit that we have to know just answering the fucking phones.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
The precision that companies like Subway expect you to have as a sandwich artist.
Have done that work. Can attest.
Yeah. Like, so to even have that in your head as an idea. And I keep battling between where I was before and where I am now. I keep battling with, well, have you changed your thoughts because of the situation you're in? If you were wealthy, would you have the same philosophies? Honestly, I would like to believe I would. Would I have probably arrived at them at a different point? Yes. What we've gone through this pandemic has really accelerated what I deem to be valuable because...
That makes total sense. And I'm really, really glad to hear you say that. I've been hoping to hear that from somebody for the last 6 fucking months. Mm-hmm. The thing is, like, this pandemic and the way that our country has handled it should have, and I think has, I hope more than I think it has, really laid bare to people how much the people in power do not give a fuck about us.
No.
Like, they could, but they super don't. Because there's a lot of things when I say we, I mean the country could have done, like the government could have done to make things much better for the people. And they have refused to do it at every step, except for one pathetic $1,200 stimulus that helped a lot of people for like half a month.
Yeah.
Again, 6 months ago. It should be extremely obvious to everyone who has lived through this. Your life does not matter to the people you owe money to, and it does not matter to the people who pay you to do jobs. Like, if you can look at the way that the people that are in charge of the companies you work for run things and understand that you're worth nothing to them. You're worth
X's and O's on a
nothing to
spreadsheet.
them. Exactly. You are nothing but a number.
I have another's mandarins that I'm going to try to figure out how to do on matrices.
Matrices?
Matrices. Yes, on companies like metrics.
Because it feeds on people's need to want to rise above their station. For example, with me, the way I used to view this, if I worked hard enough and I did enough, it would put me in a position to rise above my station to give my family potentially a better life. I now see that that's not the case.
That's not how it actually works.
Yeah.
Which to me is disheartening and saddening in a lot of ways, because that basically means I was born about a month ago. It means I finally woke up and realized that there's no way
Yes.
for me, no matter how much I do and how much I may put in, how many millions I might sell, no matter how many people I've influenced to do the same, that it's going to let me get to a better place.
Because you were under the mistaken impression that you've been living in a meritocracy this whole time. And it turns out meritocracy is an absolute myth. You've been serving capitalist interests. You've been useful to them. And to an extent, they've rewarded you for that. But you thought you could become one of them by being useful to them. And that's never been true.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a meritocracy. You're not going to get ahead because you did better than everybody else. You're going to get maybe a little bit of token appreciation. You're going to get the occasional raise. You're never going to become one of them by being useful to them. You're going to keep being useful to them forever, for as long as you choose to make yourself useful to them. You can't join the ranks. That's not possible.
Yeah, and there's so many people who are in the wheel doing the exact same thing.
Most people are.
Yeah, like it's
That's the joke. That's the reality. It's also the thing that keeps us at each other's throats. We keep being made to believe that we are competing with each other. Like, that if only I could do better than you, I could have the position you have. And that's not true. That's just not true. Like, they'll use us both in the same way, provided we're both willing to keep being useful in that way. We'll never actually pull ahead. One of us will get fucked over. That's true.
yeah.
If they don't think they can use us both. And that'll give the one that wins the feeling of having been better than somebody else, and then therefore a feeling of ascending rank. But there's no such thing as rank, and there's no such thing as ascension. We'll not actually make it further in life. We'll just have been somebody who was useful to somebody else and successfully fucked over somebody who we should have had solidarity with, because if you and I work together, we can then meaningfully like dismantle their whole fucking thing. But we won't do that because we think we're the enemy.
We feel like we have to compete against each other.
Yes.
So I've come up with a new life mantra
Okay.
for myself, because I will never, I don't want to say never, it's going to be very hard for me to get rid of my competitive spirit.
We just have to figure out a way to just
Redirect it.
Yeah.
I have to figure out, and that's why I love what we're doing and why I've been so adamant about it, because this is where I could get that out. Like, I can become better at editing. I can become more efficient at my social media game. I can become more articulate and learn different ways to be able to ask questions during interviews for stuff like Kaya. So that way I can serve my community, because though I love our show, I love We Have Some Thoughts, I love what we do with The Kids Are Gone, Kaya to me is always going to be a little bit different, a little bit more special.
Yeah, it's your baby.
Well, not only that, it's the place where I feel like I can make the most difference, because I feel like in that environment, giving people a shine who otherwise wouldn't be able to get it, I think I can really affect people's lives, like in a positive way too. I want to do so many different things with that and have so many different interviews and conversations with people who other people would just bypass and not even want to look at. So like, I found the passion in my life, which up until this point, I don't think I've ever really had.
Yeah.
I've wanted to be better but I didn't know what better meant. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't, like, it was always just, I just want to be better. I just want to be better. Well, better at what? Everything. What does that mean?
Right.
I don't know. I just want to be better. And now it's more of a focus. I I go down the rabbit hole a lot with Twitter. And you know what? It's not always bad, because I would rather hear what somebody who I don't agree with at all has to say. So that way at least I know what they're saying. Does that make sense? Or it's like I don't have to agree with you at all. Like the other day I was looking at like a Twitter thread for Ben Shapiro.
Gross.
Which
that's pretty.
Yeah, it was tough. It was a tough read.
Yeah.
But when you've had the world handed to you the way that Ben Shapiro has, it would be very hard to change your thought process. I'm more impressed.
There's a part of me that just wants for him to be like that one, the one dead guy on Bones that was like a right wing radio host. Yeah. But then it turns out that it was just a fucking character that he played on the radio.
Yeah. But it's not. That's who he is all day. It's who he is all day long.
Yeah.
Like I have more respect for people who grew up in privileged lives and then give it all away, because you had to come to an awakening that's a lot harder than some others would. Like what is it, Walt's granddaughter, who's basically giving away her entire fortune. I was like, wow, because you've been, not only were you rich, your dad was rich, your grandpa was rich, and to be at a place where you finally have seen that this is just ridiculous. There's no reason for me to have this much and nobody else have any. Versus looking at it the other way. I would love to have a conversation with somebody like that, where what switched in your mind? What changed your philosophy? What made you finally think outside of the circles that you were in? Because not only is it you who has had this, but where you went to school, who you hung out with, because they're all hanging out together. So you had similar thought pretty much around you all the time. So what made you switch off from what everybody else is thinking?
Yeah.
That would be a interesting conversation. I know that was a tangent.
You're fine. He got on a tangent about...
My rant wasn't as good as beef tacos, though.
And LSD.
And LSD.
I have a lot to say about beef tacos and LSD.
I know. I feel like I undersold mine because yours was so much better than mine with beef tacos and LSD. Like I just... You and my hair.
Well,
I love your hair, by the way.
Rel?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm gonna get rolls.
Nice.
Rolls.
I'm tired,
I
dude.
know.
I'm tired, man.
I'm sorry that I can't do
I know.
do it for you, but you need to call Rel.
I do. I know. I just don't want to sit in a chair for 4 hours.
Well, you would have to do that for even longer if I tried to do it for you.
But I'd be able to do that at home. I just don't want to sit in a chair in a salon for 4 hours. But I know if I want to do it, I gotta get it done. It's gonna be so weird. This is the longest the pandemic has been great in the standpoint that it's almost been like a cocoon.
And you're gonna come out a butterfly.
No, more like a moth. I'm dusty. But no, there's been a lot of change that's happened over the last 6 months. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of things looked at differently.
What month is it?
We're in November.
Supposedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Supposedly, yeah. That's funny. What I was saying. Oh, he wants more time. It's been longer than 6 months.
Has it?
Yeah. I mean, you've been here for about 5 months. But the pandemic
itself, yeah, because we were working almost like 2 months before that even happened. Man.
Because everything shut down in March here.
Yeah.
It appeared in China in December, as far as we know here. And then it was reaching places. And I think it finally hit the U.S. in February.
Because I remember just the initial stories about it in Seattle. Like it hit Washington State first, and they were talking about quarantines and stuff in Seattle, and we were like, "What is this? Like, what's happening?" You just saw the spread,
and that was like Washington and New York.
Oh, whoosh, got it.
So the rest of the country.
Well, Cleveland, Ohio was like I think the second confirmed case in the country was there. So
yeah, because
I felt that. That's only 4 hours away from me. That's Ohio. I'm in Ohio.
Ohio. Do you miss anything before? Because the world's going to be so different now.
No, I don't. When it was announced that Ohio was going on lockdown, I was beside myself with glee. I was so thrilled that I was going to be working from home, and so was everybody else. Then a few days later, when it was like, oh, actually, we're essential, I was like, I'm not, though.
you guys may be, but I'm not.
No, our whole company was not and is not. And I was away from work for 6 weeks. I mean, I was still working, but I was working from home, and it was 6 weeks, and I loved it, loved every second of it. I hated going back. I felt tremendously unsafe, and then I got fired. So it was like, well, I get to go back to doing what I want, which is not this.
You're too talented to be in an office building.
Oh,
Oh, stop it. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
still feels good.
For the edits and stuff you've done already, you could throw yourself on Fiverr right now if you chose it.
Seriously, speaking of which, have you been, because I know that you had mentioned something about putting some of your models on Fiverr, yes?
I thought about it, yeah.
You need to stop playing. You're too talented. Your editing skill is something that I have to work towards in order before I eventually get there.
Did I show you his
Rose?
3D models?
Yes, you showed me the rose. Yes.
Or water
Cherry
lily?
blossom.
It was water. Yes. It was
Cherry blossom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to believe I'm getting good at. You're already great at.
What Tina's been trying to get me into is I wasn't sure. I figured like streamers just like play video games and talk over them. That's not all of streaming. And I know that because Cass is a Monday stream. Every Monday, Cass, my girlfriend, is also a streamer.
Okay.
She does Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday is she does an art stream where like her community just like throws ideas at her, and she makes an illustration, like a coloring book page out of that. Wednesday, she hangs out with people on VR chat and just like has fun and talks to people, and then Friday is a open world survival craft game.
Nice.
I've been on those with her for the last most of the last several weeks. Tina's trying to get me into doing 3D modeling. Like, I mean, as a stream, like I've been a modeler for years, but like she's like, you make really, really good shit. If you did those as a stream and then talked your way through what you're doing while interacting with your chat, that could be a worthwhile stream. But and then I was thinking like that could also be a really maybe possibly effective way to drum up commissions. Like I can say I'm working on this thing and then say to the community, hey, if you've got a thing you want me to do for you, I can make that. Like here's a link to my pricing, and it's negotiable. Let's work something out, and then I'll make the stream of me making the thing as the stream that's a potential revenue earner, and then when it's done, I get the money from having made the thing. And the cherry blossom was one of the things that ended up on a con that Tina made for our friend Chloe, whose con is like a particular kind of small avatar on VR chat. She's got like 3 or 4 of them in her hair.
Tina's creations are freaking amazing.
They're very cool.
She made mine.
Yeah.
The one that I'm is my thing when I'm on the Pooter VR chat. Pooter. She gave that one to me.
Oh, I didn't know she did that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, she let me clone it.
Oh yeah. So I made that. I made a Hello Kitty head that Tina has on like a shirt. I made a couple of I made a small like butterfly gemstone ring that she wears in her left ear in VR chat. So apparently there's like a pretty decent sized market for people who want things to put on their avatars in VR chat. So
you don't need to work in an office building ever again if you don't want to.
I hope that's true.
I know
I really don't want to.
Dude,
all
you
you
need to start doing. You can put that on the Twitch channel.
All you need to do is when you're ready, because I never want to force you to do something you don't want to do, but at the same time, I want to help out however I can. Whenever you're ready to do that, let me know and I will help you market it.
No. He's gonna start helping you market that right now. Don't give him the out of when you're ready.
Well, because I don't want to be forceful, because the last thing you ever want to be with an artist is make them do something, make it feel forced.
Right, but at the same time, didn't he tell us last time that we talked that
he does need the push.
Keep on me.
Need the push.
Push me,
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah, I do.
So he's gonna start putting that out on the social media that you're going to start and doing streams of you 3D modeling.
I'll start pushing it through the channels.
And then you are going to do your first stream on... Do you think you would prefer to stream on weekends or weekdays?
Weekdays.
Okay. Then you're going to do your first stream of this on, you know what, December 1st. It's a Tuesday.
And since we're going to record again, we have some thoughts in between now and then. We'll talk about it some more. And the same thing I'll tell you about your channel that I told her about hers. A community on Twitch is exactly what you want it to be. So you can always kick somebody out if they're not the vibe that you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that.
If they're not the groove that you want.
I'm lucky to have several friends who are streamers. So I've got some people who will support me like already, who will like throw my shit at their followers and stuff.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good in. And I do know that the community moderation tools that exist. What are you showing
Put
me?
in their calendar.
Oh.
You have
Starting at 9 p.m. First 3D modeling stream.
and we're going to be on there with you too. We'll log on to Twitch that same time on your Twitch channel.
And we will
Comment. We'll go back and forth. And
we'll be in there. Get things rolling. Keep you talking.
especially with your voice. My God.
Mm-hmm.
I know I tell
And
you
then
that
that
all the
could
time.
turn into so many things, because it could turn into like a how-to with 3D modeling if you want to like kind of teach people how to do it.
You could become
You
the Bob
could
Ross
be-
of 3D modeling.
You could.
With your voice,
Absolutely.
you could be the Bob Ross of 3D modeling.
Yes.
I'll do 3D modeling ASMR.
There you go.
This is how multi-million-dollar ideas are made. You're welcome.
No, because I've already got like something else to work on. A couple things. Like I made Gabriel, the one that I totally tripped face with the other night. I made him a newsy cap for his VR chat avatar. I'm working on the texture art for that right now. And then for Cass, like her whole thing is her Discord servers. Her vision for that is to be like a mystical forest. She wants a VR chat world based on that. And I had the idea of making that. And I've been doing research for the kind of nice big oak trees and small like fruit bushes and plants and stuff to make into that. Like I've really got a lot of work ahead of me that could be easily streamable.
Okay, so this is going to be me sounding like an old man, so stay with me.
Okay.
Have you heard of VTube?
I know what a VTuber is.
That's what I've been trying.
Could you do that
Could I do it
from a
how?
design perspective?
Like, could you make
The avatars?
Yeah.
Do you think
That's
something
really hard.
that-
I'm not good at organic modeling. Or
Okay.
rather, like I'm not good at modeling humanoid shapes.
Okay.
So probably not.
Okay. The only reason I ask is because I know as time progresses, people are so like Lucas was showing me the stream numbers for them, and they're nuts.
Mm-hmm. And I was totally thinking about that because I think, like, if there's a way that we could figure that out, I think I could probably do my Manda's Rants VTube style. Because part of the problem is just me being on camera by myself.
But if you
Freaks me out.
like a panda,
Yeah. Could that be Manda Panda?
Yeah.
But yes.
Well, if you have an idea of the kind of avatar you want, like I got friends who could maybe make that.
Well, see, that's why I kept like that. I went like that when it like fully hit me that Pico was living with you right now. Not living with you, your roommate.
Both.
Living with you is accurate.
I know
both
it
are
just
true.
sounds.
Yeah, I was like, living with you is accurate.
I know it's accurate, but it just sounds. It makes it sound non-platonic when you say living with you, as opposed to is your roommate.
Does it?
I don't
To
think.
me.
I don't
Okay.
think so.
I don't.
To me, it does.
Forgive me, it's my Western sensibilities. It's fine.
Because I was thinking about V2. I've been trying to figure out like how to do it, but then I'm like, since you know she's ridiculously fucking talented
Yeah, she is.
at the avatars, and you're ridiculously fucking talented at the accessories. But then I don't know how to get the like.
The images and have you move in motion with them and stuff
Yeah.
like that, or have them move
So
in
we'd
motion.
have to
There's
look into
there's
that.
software that exists to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you have an avatar idea, especially if it's one that's based on an existing avatar that we can procure, she can do the edits pretty easily, and I can make whatever you want for it to be like wearing or clothed in or able to conjure out of thin air. Yeah, if you find something, let me know. We can make that happen. That's not difficult.
I kind of do want whatever my avatar would look like to have a panda hat now.
Yeah, because now you're in love with the Manda Panda idea.
Like I don't want to be a panda, but to have like a panda hat or a panda t-shirt.
Like a one of the things that's like a hat, but also like extends down into the, like, you have arms.
Yes.
So you get a little panda arm.
Yes. Little panda paws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yes. So since you're already working on stuff, that'll be awesome, because when we do that stream, that can just be an extension of what you do anyway. Imagine it being just an extension of what you do now when you work on that stuff, except you'll have people to talk to while you do it.
I like that.
Real easy.
That's really
nothing
cool.
outside of because you carry great conversation just naturally. It's who you are as a person. So when you can look down at the chat while you're working, somebody will respond something to you, boom, you go ahead and just keep going with that conversation, allow it to light it up. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna have you work in an office anymore. Only as two of us have to be stuck working in retail.
Yeah.
And that's only because we have kids. Yeah, and that's only because we have kids. If we didn't have kids, I would have stopped having us work in retail a while ago. We would have dug head first into this and figured it out.
I'm taking notes.
Yeah.
Any like ideas that we
I love your organized self, because I don't do that. It's here.
I know.
And then I get it out in different ways.
But if I don't,
you'll forget it.
Exactly. It all gets jumbled up and then lost in the clutter of my brain.
And honestly, you doing that has helped me out a lot. I'm excited. This is gonna be fun, guys.
Yeah.
I just want to thank both of you, because you
welcome.
guys helped me find my passion in my life. You were always the passion in my life, but now you've actually let me find something that I can dive into from a career perspective wise, because I can't dive into you career perspective wise with baby.
Maybe.
I was talking to Sed when me and Sed were setting up his episode. I was like, I struggled with this at first because I'm like, I'm too old to do this. And you're like, I'm never going to get you guys to a place where I'm going to be able to provide a life for you, and we're going to be 45.
See me? You see me?
I know. We're going to be 45, and I'm going to have you still here, and you're not going to be able to go do anything or whatever.
Hey.
I know. But now I don't believe that. I believe we can do some real good with this. I believe we've already done some real good, just from the comments and stuff that I've seen about people who have seen it and who enjoy the content.
Yeah.
I believe we've done some real good already. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Don't boot my snoot.
You've been along for the ride, man, and you've made massive changes, like, in your whole perspective this whole time. Like, there's nothing more than I want in the whole world. I've been dedicating myself to this for months. And that I know that has set in for someone like you, like one of the people I care about most in the whole world. That makes me feel like I've been not successful in the way that, like, I have a mission, like I want to change the whole world, but like that someone I care about so much has begun to care so much about other people because of interactions we've had means a lot to me. And so as far as I'm concerned, this has already been a success. And so as far as I'm concerned, this can only, there's nowhere to go but up from here. Like,
because we already have. We're
gonna do some stuff.
Yeah,
and I love that.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Thank you. I want some pie.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love some pie.
It's 10:30, so have a half.
We made no baked cheesecake. So I have half hour.
Cherry cheese pie.
So I have half hour to let it chill.
Yep, been chilling for 4.5 hours.
I love this. Do we need to actually have this formatted, or do you want to keep it how it is?
What do you mean?
For the actual episodes. Because when we do this, like when we just all talk, I like how organic it is. But sometimes it's hard to be able to get like a theme for it. Well, not like a theme, but like a...
Well, I think that's what this show is, though.
True. Because everything else that we do for the most part...
It's just like people hanging out talking. Just like your friend from Britain said. I don't remember.
In that comment?
Yeah, way back
Like
when this whole thing started. I don't know who it was.
Sin?
He said he... Yeah.
I forgot what the comment said, but I know which one you're talking about.
You said that you were talking to him, and he said that he didn't get to listen to all of it, but it was cool because he had us playing in the background.
We're really good company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. And then if we do get on topics and stuff, we can kind of go after it.
And then TCAG is a lot more like structured to where we actually have certain topics that we talk about and sections. And then Kaya is kind of a mix between the two because you have a structured like questions that you ask people, but then you guys also just get off on conversations.
This is very true. It's very true. Okay.
Plus, I'm pretty good at editing. We have some thoughts so that it like
it does.
It always comes together. Like even
I love that. I love that about you because
the whole long conversation usually is like pretty meandering, but like I can usually bring it together into an episode so that it like
it fits.
Yeah, like it flows well enough from thing to thing, you know.
You're my editing icon. I will be one day as good as you.
I'm not even that good.
You shut up. I still think about that intro to our George Floyd video, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that. I don't know what I'm gonna use it.
That's one of my crown jewels, man. I do feel really good about that episode.
You should.
The one TCAG I edited, like that's definitely I feel good about that one.
You should.
Did I send you the? Oh crap! No, it's on this one, isn't it? The songs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's been her side thing. She's been making us theme music.
I know. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Did I send that to you?
Yeah, I have that.
Okay, cool.
Remember, like from a few days ago, you sent it to me.
That's what I thought, but I wanted to make
heaped
sure
praise on
that
you
was
so
the one that I
hard.
sent you. I wanted to make sure that was the one that I actually sent you.
That shit is dope, by the way. I love it.
Thank you.
Told you. Fire.
I totally cheated. I can't even take all of the credit.
Yes, you can.
No, I cheated. I just I hit one of the things that had a bunch of different stuff, and then I just kind of
What do you think
buttons
beat making is now?
until it made something that sounded kind of cool.
What do you think most producers are doing? You think producers? Okay, your really great producers are still going in there playing some live instrument. You think most of these new producers
what
are?
I'm saying is that at least the ones for TCAG and the one for Kaya that I made, I went in and added in the beats individually.
Mm-hmm.
And with that one, I just hit R&B and then kind of just pushed different buttons.
It's still fire.
That were already
Don't
on there.
sell yourself
instead
short.
of adding in
Pushing different buttons is how you make music now.
Yes, yes, it is. What does this do? Ooh, that sounds good. I'm gonna run with that one.
Yep. Nah, that shit rules. Like I'm really, really, really proud of you for having done that. I've been showing that shit off to my friends. Like it's really good.
Yeah.
No.
What do you mean? No.
I love it. Okay, I think we're at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, well, hey everyone, I'm gonna do my thing with the voice that I do when I do the thing. I hate it.
You don't hate it.
I actually do hate it, so we're gonna try to do this as naturally as possible. Hey guys, thank you so much for sticking around for this non-episode. I don't know what we were doing now. Talked about a lot of different things.
This is a welcome back.
Yeah, this is a welcome back and a recap. If you liked this episode, hit the like button because, that lets us know that you thumbs up it the way that they just did. And if you want to see us do more of this, hit the subscribe button. That helps us a lot because it means you'll get us recommended at you when you get your recommends at. Feel free to hit us up on Patreon. We'll drop the link in the description down there. Watch us on whatever your podcast place is. We'll drop at least one link, but there's a lot of places you can do that. So
many.
We have a lot of projects. We're working on a ton of stuff. Like I said, we said, they said, we've got The Kids Are Gone. We've got Come As You Are. We have some thoughts like you're watching right now. We've got maybe possibly solo content coming from me one day. We'll tease it forever. I'll let you know when it happens.
It'll happen.
We have many different Twitches planned. Twitch.tv is not Twitches. We're not gonna yeah, not like that. We're not gonna Twitch. We're gonna be on Twitch doing things stream wise. Anyway, y'all have wonderful nights. Dream well. Thank you for being here, and we love you. And have a great night.
Good night.
As always.
As always.
Always.
Finger
Night,
guns. Oh, God, I miss this.